Today's report is about another trip to Rock Harbor Golf Course. I know you guys are all fans of Rock Harbor by now. I've reviewed it twice. And today I was able to play the Boulder course finally. Last time I went up there, Boulder course was not open, and I ended up playing the Rock course again to play it completely. This time I was able to get on the Boulder course, and I have talked about the Boulder course indirectly before. This time I was able to actually play it, and let me tell you, it is quite a golf course. I would say that this course is easily one of the most challenging courses in the DC area. That is a public course that I have actually played out of the over 100 courses in the area within 4 or 5 mile drive of Washington, D.C. It is certainly, if not the most challenging course, it is easily among the most challenging courses. I think this is the first course that I've ever really played, the first course where I said, maybe I shouldn't be playing the Blast. I mean, not only was it windy, and this is the day of the Blowmageddon or whatever this people are talking about with all this wind, trees being knocked down, people out of power, stuff like that. We had the same problem in the DC area, though it didn't get cold enough, and it never rained or anything, so we didn't get any snow. But it was windy all weekend, significantly windy. But today it actually warmed up enough where I said, okay, it's not so bad, and maybe it's a little windy, but, let's go out and play. So I decided that I was going to run out and try to play the Boulder course there, and it was a good hour or so drive west for me to get there. And I got there late. I got there about 2 o'clock, got on the course, and I just had so much fun. It was hard. The conditions were really not good for playing golf. I think I was one of like 2 or 3 people I saw on the course the whole day. So the wind was gusting from, I guess, west, and it was either 5 miles an hour, or 10 miles an hour, or 20 miles an hour the whole day. So hitting golf balls into that wind, playing with that wind on this course, especially on this course, which has a lot of verticality, and a lot of the sides of the courses the fairways are coated with waste, just coated waste, where it's just too steep to have grass and mow it down, do any kind of maintenance. They just let it grow, and it grows mainly with like ivy and thorns and stuff like that, and occasionally long waste, but certainly waste. It's mostly waste on the sides of these steep hills and stuff. And they do a good job. When they can mow it, it's not so steep. They do let it grow grass, and there are some parts of it that are long grass, certainly, but most of the sides that are not really steep, and you'll see these shots, in my shots, you'll see places like that. It's actually grass. It's playable grass. You can play off the sides. Then the next step, where it's about 30 degrees vertical, and occasionally in spots, they will let long grass grow. So it's actually waste. It's official waste. But usually not so thick and deep that you'll lose a ball in it. It mats down over the winter, and it's thick, and it's kind of like a thick cushion on top of the bumps or hills or whatever. But there's also the part where the slope is easily 45 degrees or higher, which is just waste. It's just thick underbrush / ivy / waste. And trust me, when you're trying to carry a 250 or 300 yard fairway shot from the back tees, dealing with this wind, even if it's vertical, not to mention when it's an uphill tee shot, and you're trying to carry this shot, you'd better have your driver working well. And for most of the course, I'd say until I got to about the 12th hole, my driver wasn't really working well. I was really kind of cutting or trying to, falling back into some old bad habits and inadvertently cutting shots, spinning a lot of balls off to right. And the wind was just taking these shots and going, oh, would you like to visit the next fairway? No problem. Here's your ticket, sir. and it was gone. So I was ended up playing a lot of shots back out of adjacent fairways. I didn't lose a lot of balls. I lost maybe 4 balls the whole day and had a pretty good time with that. The course is open enough where even if you do fan a ball out off the fairway, off the hole you're playing, there's a good chance you'll find it, either in the trees between the fairways or in the next fairway. So I really didn't have too much trouble with losing balls, and I found a lot of balls out there today. I easily found 15 balls, easily, and I lost maybe 4. So it was a win all around in that regard for me. And I wasn't even really looking hard. They were just balls, just off the fairway or just off the rough or just, something I could find. Didn't have to go up in the woods looking around, looking for them or anything. I did lose 1 shot into a lake that borders the front of the green on number I would think it was 16. Yeah, because it was getting dark at that point. My hands were starting to freeze, and the grip on this club I was swinging was just really crappy. And I just hit this fat shot, and it just fell, short. But at the same time, I found the ball in the sand trap that someone left there, So I did this the whole day. I tended to lose a ball and then find another ball where my ball went out. And then sometimes I actually found the ball that I hit out. So it was a big plus day for finding balls. But the course was tough. A lot of the tee shots were just monster tee shots. I would say number 3 from the back tees was virtually impossible, especially into this wind, to get to the fairway. And you can't see a lot of the waste that's there, which is why I took a lot of shots on some of these holes to show you the waste that you can't see from the tee box. Number 14, I've photographed on my previous trip there and playing the rock course, but I photographed this tee shot because it looked good and was easy to get to from where I was. And I played that as a downhill par 4 easily, and you have to cross again a lake to get to the green. It's an elevated green, and that was a challenging 400-yard par 4 easily from an elevated tee. So 15 plays back up the slope on the right side, and then 16 is this insane, from the back tees, insane. It was 240 at least back to the white tees. Downhill and back to the white tees, with the fairway another 100 yards out in front of that. And it's a 2-level fairway. There's a fairway out to the right and a fairway, left and center. And I played my first shot trying to actually hit that fairway. And it was a decent shot, but it blew just way off into the woods to the right. And the second shot, I just hit it straight left along the tree line, saying, well, if it blows right, hopefully it'll blow back onto the fairway. And this is what I ended up doing on this course a lot today, was just hitting these shots almost dead left, hoping it would blow back to where I wanted it to go. And I got lucky, over the course of the day, where sometimes that happened and I didn't lose too many balls. So in this case, the ball landed on a downhill slope off an elevated tee and stopped rolling about 5 feet behind the gold tees. Maybe 25, 30 yards in front of the white tees. That's how long that tee shot was. And I hit a good shot off the tee to hit that shot. It was a really good shot into that wind, and I barely made it back to the white tees. And so from there you go downhill. It's like this long par 5 down a sort of a valley. Kind of play a shot that you'd see a lot at, say, Forest Greens. You'd see a lot of these valley shots. They had that here. And I want to tell you, it was a very fun round. There were sections of the course that were long with a lot of carries. There were sections that were short with some par 3s over water. There were sections that were intermediate with tricky approach shots, like the number 13 where there's a cliff and a lake below the green to the left. And, if you don't land at least in line with the green, you're way off to the left. And if you're short to the left, maybe there's some long grass over there. But if you're long and left and pin high and left, you're off the side of the green down in this cliff to the left. There's some stuff on this course that is very very good. Just very challenging shots, no question about it. And there are some shots that are just, oh my, I don't even know if I should take this, the guaranteed lost ball shot. This is a course where if you don't have your driver, you're going to want to play the blues, if not the whites. If you're just not ready, if you're just not quite swinging well, you're going to want to step forward to the blues and the whites, especially. And it becomes a reasonably challenging course at that point. Still good carries, but not overwhelmingly so. If you think your game is just that good, or you really want to challenge your driver, play this course from the black tees and you will get all of the challenge you ever really want. If you like hitting 275 carries, play this course from the back tees. You will get plenty of them. I cannot understate how much I enjoyed playing this course. The only downfall that I had, the greens are great. Greens are firm, hard, fast, nice grass, decent sloping. Everything about this course was really nice. There were a couple of holes, like number, 11 or something. It was kind of a gimme hole where I almost botched it because the second shot is much shorter than I could tell because the sun was right behind the flag. Luckily, I duffed that shot and hit it only about 30 yards, and it rolled about 15 feet from the pin. It was that close, and I was way over clubbing it, and I just didn't realize it. It is a course that is fun and very tough at the same time. I thoroughly enjoyed this round. I would not say that it was cheap. They got me for $70 today because I played on Saturday, and apparently they started this regular season rates. But at the same time, what they have also is they have a $185 season pass or something. I think it's 1 or 2 seasons, 2-year contract or something, and it covers your green fees. You can go out there and play the course as much as you want, and as long as you walk the course, you won't pay anything for it. And I was like, I almost bought it right there because it was only twice as much as the round with a cart on Saturday. It was $70 with a cart. If you play this contract fee, it's $20 for the cart, but the greens fees are paid for out of the contract. So not entirely a bad thing, but I still like playing it on Fridays and getting that, weekday rate at a good, $20, $30 for the round. But the problem is I will probably not play this course that much in the maybe a year or two from now, I might play it more regularly. But for the near future, I probably won't play it again this year. So I didn't sign up for it. But I definitely would say if you're worried about the cost of this course being $70 on the weekends, try that contract. Even if you only play it 3 times a year, it's going to pay for itself. Okay? On the weekend. In terms of weekend rates. It's a great deal if you're going to play the course more than a handful of times in a couple of years. Now, I can't say that there aren't courses in the DC area like Whiskey Creek or Blue Mash or other courses like that that'll also charge you 50, 60, 70, 80, 90. Raspberry Falls, last time I played, it was $90 to play it on a Saturday, and I was just like, man, I'm just going to try it this one time and see if it's anywhere near. And it was one of the biggest letdowns I've ever had in a golf course was to play Raspberry Falls and pay $90. That course is not worth more than $50, and only because it's where it is in and the fact that it's such a big course and it's in the middle of this big spread of a neighborhood. That is the only reason that course is anywhere near worth $90, and even it's still not worth $90, but that's what they charge for it. So I think this course is a deal if played well. It certainly is one of the most entertaining courses I've ever played. No question about it. And I just can't say that I would give this course anything less than a B to B plus. Now I was thinking about it halfway through the front side, I'm gonna have to give it an A minus at least. I mean, what more do you really want from a course other than to have fun playing it on every hole? even though it's tough, to still have fun playing it. But and then I thought about it. Well, there's still, things about it that are not quite ideal. I mean, there's still the houses that you play through in, on I guess it's the number 3. Okay. Which is no better than sections of Lake Presidential. Okay. And there's a lot of OB on that hole also that you have to deal with. And I think that 4 and 5 and 6 are nice, but 5, you still have that house right. You still are looking at these houses. There's too much of that play part where you play number 3, 4, and 5, where there's houses right there. And then 7 and 8, again, it's nice, it's clear. And then there's 9, there's houses all along the right side. And I said to myself, the problem with this course is there's so much of this course that's good because it doesn't have houses and it doesn't have road noise and it's got a great course. And then there's so much of this course that's just okay because there's a lot of houses or there's a lot of road noise. And it's the same problem with the rock course, is that the rock course is not quite as good as the Boulder course. And that's true about the rock course, is also doesn't play number 3 through all those houses. And you only see them from the side of, number 17 and 18 on the rock course. You don't actually have to play through them like you do on the Boulder course. So notched it back from an A- to like a B+. And that was before I played, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, which I never did get to play 17 and 18. 17 is another par 3 over water, and 18 is a par 4 dogleg left. I didn't actually get to play it because I had spent so much time playing the holes before that they'd send someone out to get me off the course. And it was 6:15 when I came off the course. I started around at 2. And when I play by myself, I never have a course where it's going to take me more than 4 hours to play 18 holes. This one, I was pushing 4.5 hours to play 18 holes. I enjoyed the hell out of it. And I played multiple shots. If I found a ball, a lot of times I would play that ball. Or if I took, a provisional off the tee, I would have to stop myself from playing a provisional and my main shot. So there were a lot of times when I was well off in the fairway of the next fairway or something, finding my ball. And I spent a lot of time on this course running around chasing balls, but I enjoyed it. I had a great time playing it. Luckily, it was pretty much empty. I can say this without a doubt that this course is the kind of course where maybe it wouldn't be so fun if there were a lot of people playing, because it would be more likely to be really backed up and really slow. If you can get out there and play it when it's almost empty, enjoy it. It's a great course. That's Rock Harbor Golf Course, specifically in this case, the Boulder course. Easily a B, if not a B+. I can't quite give it an A-, but I definitely can give it a B+. It was a great time, a great round of golf. I enjoyed almost every minute, with very few, if maybe 1 or 2 holes that were mundane. Just a fantastic round, in my opinion. There's very little more I could have asked for. Okay. It was that good. The Boulder course at Rock Harbor in Winchester, Virginia. Definitely, you should try it, without a doubt.